𝘄𝗶𝘃𝗍. I empower women entrepreneurs by sharing business solutions on my show, Business Kare with Kerstin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Business Kare with Kerstin. My name is Kerstin 𝘄𝗶𝘃𝗍, and I am a content creator, master body language strategist, and the CEO of the Business Leadership Excellence Institute. Here, our mission at Business Kare with Kerstin is to help women entrepreneurs stop struggling with their businesses and really step into incorporating leadership skills, mindset tools, and so we're providing those through aspects that I'm going to share, and then also that our guest is going to share today to help create more resources for you to magnetize more success to your business. And today I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things is how to streamline the success of your business as a lady boss. Now at the BLEI, we talk about this all the time, especially in both the Body Language Strategy Academy, where we're talking about your executive presence, and then also when we're doing the BDTM, which is your business design and team management program, because what we're looking at is really how are you showing up to communicate the success of your business and magnetize more success to your business. So we're looking in areas of confidence. Are you, when you're talking about your business, confident? Are you creating clarity in your communication, both in the person-to-person and in how you were streamlining, how you were sending out information in your email campaigns, in your follow-ups, as people are going through your client process? That's why we really look at your business design. Are all those things set up to be really streamlined and easy for both you and your client, because we want that flowing together. So you really got to think about this on not only what does this look like on the client facing side with how you're showing up when you're communicating your business, but how does it also feel? Do you feel like you can easily move these things forward, all these levels of communication to your client, and then it's easily digestible? What does that client roadmap look like? We call it a phase flow. We want to look at all the different phases of your business when you're working with a client, and are all those phase flows lined up to have easy access and therefore easy success, first for your client, which is also going to bring more success to your business. So I have a ton of tools. I'm going to share one of my tools with you today, and Blink is one of my favorite things ever. And I use it daily in my business. It's a digital business card. It's, here, you can sort of see it. Here is my digital business card. And everybody's like, oh, I just love you. It's so great meeting you. Do you have a card? I never have to worry about having one in my pocket. And it's got the QR code. It automatically puts my phone number in their phone. So when I call, they see my name, not some random phone number. And it also allows them to send their information back to me. So that's just a real quick example of what does that phase flow look like? How are you streamlining that energy? And I feel very confident about making sure I know how to follow up with them. So the conversation's easy, and everybody who I show this to is like, oh my gosh, this is so professional. I love it. So it lets me look very professional and confident and well put together when I'm sharing my business information. So feel free to reach out to me for more business tips. Of course, always watch Business Kare with Kerstin because I'm always giving a ton. And look at the BLEI, because that is my number one mission, is to help you feel very confident and your business look confident and successful every time you show up. Now, I want to share with you a lady who is amazing in how she shows up, because when you are trying to organize things, she is the person you want to talk to. Her name is Brianna Sexton, and she is the CEO and owner of Busy Li'l Bri home organization. And I love Bri's energy that she brings, but it's not just, in the cute name of her business, Busy Li'l Bri, of course, is super, super cute. But I want to think about, what I love about her is she's got some structure and some gumption to her. After joining the Army at 17, Brianna turned her needs for structure into the passion of organizing. She founded Busy Li'l Bri to help others find peace in their home. Yes, please. Leverage her leadership and grow experiences to empower others through organization. So I'm very excited to have you meet this dynamo, organized, and let's really bring her awesomeness to all of you. Hello, Brianna. It's so nice to have you in Business Kare with Kerstin.
Hi, thank you. I'm really excited to be here. I actually feel very honored that you asked, so thank you. I'm excited to share my knowledge.
Absolutely. Well, and you have a wealth of knowledge. That's why I invited you to be a guest. And it's an area where people feel like, ugh, I don't want to create, it can create so much heaviness thinking you have to go organize. So to have someone to reach out to, and you work with a lot of businesses too, to help them organize their things, right? So you have a wonderful, just breadth of things that people can connect with you about. And I want to step into how you got into this with your powerful presence practice. And I love that you found it, at a very young age, starting at 17, you found that structure in the military, and that's what started your drive to be a leader. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Okay. So, my upbringing was not super great. And that's not something that, people generally talk about. And so I joined the military to try to kind of combat and get away from that. And when I joined the military, it was instant structure from the beginning, like this is that. And in a lot of ways, that was kind of how my childhood was. So for me, it was some form of comfort in that. But the more that I grew in the military, the more that I met different types of leaders, and I gained relationships with all different kinds of people. And that kind of sparked my interest in how did I feel? Like, how did leaders make me feel? How did they make me feel cared about? And so I took that and was like, okay, how can I develop myself into being that person that I wish that I had when I was a kid? And so that is what really ultimately developed my desire to be that mentor, to be that leader to other people, and how I carry that forward into my business.
I think there's so much to that. Coming up from a military family, my father was, sergeant major, so I have a lot of that experience. But one of the things I've always loved about I call it military life, is no matter what your background experience is, right? You have that opportunity in the military to be cultivated as a leader, right?
Yes.
And having known you now for a while, I've seen not only the energy that you bring to your business, but you do keep that structure of leadership in place in everything you do. And that is your presence, right? And I think that's been beautiful to watch as you've grown your business. And so tell me, and I love this care tip that you have shared, because I think, especially as lady bosses, we get really, I think we get pulled many, many ways, right? It's okay, I've got to take care of everybody, right? We, as women in leadership, we feel a heavy obligation to take care of everybody. And then we're also like, okay, but I got to take care of making sure everything happens too. Right. And this business care tip that you have really, again, streamlines that. We don't have to be pulled in all these different directions. Again, you are just the master at streamlining. And so I love that you said, take care of your team, and your team will take care of the mission, right? You're giving them that permission to be a part of the leadership and the outcome. So how did you come to this for yourself, and how do you use it for yourself as a lady boss?
Sure. So obviously that comes from a lot of the military, right? So a lot of those, like the really great mentors and leaders that I did have, that was a continual thing that I learned to gather from them, was like, okay, if we're taking care of the soldiers and we're focusing on that, our soldiers will then feel empowered to take care of the mission. They'll want to take care of the mission. They'll want to be at work, the morale, all of those types of things. So that's kind of where that mantra came from. Take care of your team, and your team will take care of the mission. And how I bring that into my business to ensure that, I'm streamlining the success of my business, and how me taking care of my team ultimately, contributes to that. So being approachable, right? So you as the leader have to be approachable. Your team's not going to want to talk to you about issues that are happening on projects, maybe personal issues that are affecting their ability to work, if you're not approachable. So you have to be approachable as a leader. You have to be to make your team feel comfortable, for them to feel safe enough to be vulnerable with you, so that way you can help them, because you can't help them if they don't want to talk to you. And that's true with organizing. If you don't make that connection with the client, they're not going to want to work with you because they won't feel vulnerable enough to have you in their home.
Yes. Strangers come in and like, by the way, make everything organized, because right now it's a hot mess. Right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So empowering, right? So empowering my team. So how do I do that? So I challenge them. I challenge them to get out of their comfort zone. And for one of my lead organizers, it's public speaking right now. She despises it more than anything. But I push her to do those types of events. But I do it in a way that I'm also making sure she's prepared. How do I help her be prepared for that, so she is set up for success, even though it might be an uncomfortable thing for her? Because ultimately, that's healthy growth for her. So empowerment within your team. Give them the ability to succeed, right? So ensuring that I'm providing them all the necessary tools to be successful. That's my job as their leader and their mentor. And whether that's training, right? Like, hey, do you have the proper training that you need? Are you given the proper amount of time? Like, what more can I do for you to make sure that you're successful? So that plays into the taking care of your team, so that way your team can take care of the mission. Because as the lady boss, you're not always there at every single project, taking care of all the things and all the stuff that goes wrong. But you are empowering your team and providing your tools with all the resources that they need, so they can do those things, so they can be successful. And then, of course, you're that support person. So when they need that support, like paying attention to who are you hiring, like what type of culture and values do you have for your business, and how are you presenting that within the team that you have to ensure that your business values and your business structure are ultimately projected with the team that you have. So your team, regardless of who's at the client's house, that client still feels that trust and connection as they would as if it was me. So your team is important. So ensuring you have the right people, they have the right resources, you're challenging them in all the appropriate ways. Those all play into the support of, hey, we're taking care of our team, and therefore our team is taking care of our mission. And what is our mission? Well, what are your values? What does your business stand for? How are you helping people? Like that. Having and knowing your mission set is very important, and ensuring that your team knows that mission set, because ultimately that gives them the ability to be successful in what they're doing for you and for the business.
Absolutely. And I'm going to show this real quick. You're speaking my language, as you always do. This is why I adore you. When I've worked with female leadership literally all over the world, one thing that you're pointing out so much is that culture is so important. And that's one of the abundance principles. I'm showing the abundance principles that I talk about in the Women's Leadership Coalition. Excuse me. But I think, that moves into, as you see here, courage, right? And
right.
As a female leader, we can get stuck on wanting to take care of people, but we have to, like you said, we have to challenge them too. We have to let them know we see their greatness, and we're encouraging them to go to that next level of being courageous and stepping out of that comfort zone. So you're speaking to this so much. And then the collaboration of, what does that look like to collaborate with your clients in that vulnerable space?
Mm-hmm.
But then also to collaborate with other businesses and be able to help each other with business and support other lady bosses. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
One of the reasons why I do Business Care with Kerstin is because I want to shine light on women like you who are doing amazing things out in the world. So I love all the things that you're doing with your people and for your clients, because I know I've talked with many of them afterwards, and they're just like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I never have to organize this, right? And they love working with your teams. I know you help people move to, so all those areas, you and your team are making a huge difference.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. We really try to create a culture of trust. And when we create trust and we give trust and get it back, we're able to do good things for the clients. They get that organization and the stress relief, and we get fulfillment from that. We actually love what we do. And that's the difference, is like, we love it. So the messier or the more disorganized, the happier that me and my team are when we're there, because for us, it's like, oh, okay, we could do it. Yay. We just love what we do.
I really love that. So we're going to make sure we leave that link so people can reach out to you, so you can take that beautiful mess and turn it into a beautiful organization. Thank you so much, Bri, for being on our show today, and continue your awesomeness as a lady boss. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for your time.
So as you can see, she is just an incredible experience, really, honestly, of what it is to experience that leadership and creating that trust and creating that vulnerable space. And, those are all the things that we talk about at the Women's Leadership Coalition during our monthly meeting, where we have masterminds, and then we also have networking in there. So please feel free to reach out at the BLEI, BLEInstitute.com, because there you can find out more information about Women's Leadership Coalition. And you can always come back to another episode to find more resources on every Monday on Business Kare with Kerstin. I look forward to seeing you next time.
My services and products at www.bleinstitute.com. Make sure to join me every week on the SWE Media Network YouTube channel and wherever you listen to podcasts.